Tell us a bit about the work SCA does, Patrik, in relation to forestry.
Yes, well, to start with, SCA is a global hygiene and paper company that produce personal care products, tissue products, packagings, publication paper and solid wood products. And we are also Europe's largest private forest owner. And of course, forestry is of great importance for SCA. We have actually, since we have a sustainable forest management, a net increase of standing timber in our forest corresponding to 1% every year. And this leads to an increased absorption in our forest land of 2.6 million tons a year. And of course, I think we all today can agree on that deforestation is one of the most important activities to handle in order to combat climate change. And if we make a calculation or imagine that all productive forest areas in the world would have the same net increase as SCA, more than half of the world's emission of carbon dioxide would be absorbed by that increase. So to be a little bit provocative, if everybody else did it like SCA, the world's largest environmental problem would partly be solved.
Would partly be solved, I guess.
Yeah.
And I guess forestry isn't the only sort of problem, and it's not the only solution as well. But what other aspects of SCA's work relate to climate change?
Many other aspects, actually. We have a corporate target on reducing the emission of carbon dioxide with 20% from 2005 to 2020. And here we do not only include our own use of fossil fuel, but also emissions associated with the production of electricity that we purchase. We have also, together with two other companies, we will build wind power technology on SCA's forest land. And the ambition here is to produce 4 terawatt-hour of wind power every year. We have also increased the production of biofuel in our forest, and here we focus on parts of the tree that do not qualify for pulp and paper making, such as tree tops, branches and stumps. And last year we actually produced 1 terawatt-hour of biofuel from our forest. So if I should summarize our forest activities, we are certified with the strictest international standard, the FSC. We have a net increase of standing timber of 1%. That is the same as to say that it grows 20% more than we cut down. And this leads to a net absorption or an increased absorption of 2.6 million tons a year. We produce wind power, we produce biofuel, so we think that we have a quite strong grip on sustainable forest management. But of course, in the end, this needed for this is of course the demand for forest industry products, because that is an incentive for all forest owners to handle its forest in a sustainable way with replanting schedules.
And it sounds very sort of practical and very straightforward. How easy would it be to implement this across the world?
Yeah, my example was a theoretical one. Of course, the forest areas are used for many other different purposes, such as recreation, farming, food production. But my point was to put focus on a very important aspect of climate change. And this is forest management. Sustainable forest management with a net increase of standing timber can be part of the solution.
And in terms of Durban, plenty of incentives potentially here for business around the world. What are you looking for? What are you expecting for in terms of a decision at the end of this week?
I have actually no expectation on Durban, but my hope is that when we leave Durban, we will leave Durban with a new agreement on a roadmap how to reach a final international agreement on emission reductions in the world, because this is not only important for governments and politicians, but also for companies, especially global ones.